markets are legal constructions created by human beings to be used for good or for ill. There are sick markets like healthcare. There are highly competitive markets like supermarkets. Free market fundamentalism says what? Privatize even those mechanisms that have to do with satisfying people's most basic needs, like the Bush administration's attempt to privatize Social Security. That's just one instance among others. So that what happens? Common good, public interest wanes. And the market, that legal construction that requires some non-market values to operate, begins to run amok, becomes more and more unedited, unregulated. Adam Smith understood so very well, it's no accident he wrote not only The Wealth of Nations but also A Theory of Moral Sentiments. Both books are very important in understanding the early theorists of the market, because he knew a contract was predicated on non-contractarian values like trust and loyalty. And when we look at free market fundamentalism run amok, we see Enron, we see World.com, we see corporate elites acting as gangsters. And I use the word gangster because, of course, there's been a lot of debate about gangster rappers. We use that term about them so easily. They ought to be shaming themselves, those gangster rappers talking about all that raw stuff. We say, no, they're just mirroring what they see in the larger society. They look in corporate America and see gangster activity. Gangster activity can be characterized as those preoccupied with the 11th commandment, thou shalt not get caught. Getting access to power, pleasure, property by any means. And of course, in the case of corporate elites, billions and billions and billions of dollars confiscated, embezzled, stolen. Contrast that with the thousands of dollars that welfare mothers stole and embezzled. They get put on the front page and stay there. Corporate elites get a little hit on the wrist. We've got a Corporate Responsibility Act that we're very upset about. We're gonna please. Free market fundamentalism will undermine the very conditions for the possibility of democracy, because democracy is predicated on a vital public life. And you end up with a younger generation that believes, in fact, that the market way of life is the human way of life. To be human is to be stimulated, titillated, rather than nourished, rather than deeply empowered. Believe that buying and selling and promoting and advertising are the fundamental ways of being in the world. Learn how to package yourself. Go to school, high school, and college, not in order to engage in idea and cultivation of self and soul, but to acquire a skill so you can gain access to some dynamite job and live in some vanilla suburb. What an impoverished way of being in the world.